great, dream of days to come, when progress comes to Brum. But for old Tom's sake, won't it be great to ride again the number 8?
To be fair to your Teddy Mob, I mean, at least you can make out who's who and what's what in his paintings.
I'm sure he'll be grateful for your opinion, Glad. People pay thousands of pounds for his paintings, you know.
Tens of thousands is more like it.
Well, take the money then. It's the prestige of having someone famous in our family. Right, Mum?
You're right, aren't you? Well, our Teddy is as big as that, Mick Jagger, you know, in his way like.
Gladys! You can't compare our Teddy to that rubber-lip flippity gibbet.
Mum,
Oh,
I'm bored.
shut up, you.
Yeah, shut up. Come on, Bob, let's get you a drink.
Moss, what? Have a look at Jim. He's clocked up one of him and Dolly Fisher.
No! Oh, Dolly!
Oh, there, Uncle Jim.
Oh, cheer up, mate. It's only a painting.
Oh, shut up. 2 left feet, that's you.
Sorry.
The minute books are written, great.
Oh, trust you. They look a bit naughty if you ask me.
Hannah and Clara, Sherlock Street South. Who were they?
Sort of street traders.
And I can bet what they were selling then, or...
I'll be all right in a bit, Bab. Edie, I don't think there was going to be anything like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Jim. Seems like Uncle Ted's painted the story of our family. I'm sure he didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, no. I mean, it's a tribute, Uncle Jim.
Oh, just shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for your Lord Mayor, Brian Edmund, OB.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
And indeed, it is a Boston evening. As we're about to welcome him on, it's been a credit to our cracking city. It follows in a long line of famous brummies. Hancock, Bolton, Murdoch, Chamberlain, Watt, Tolkien, Ozzy Osbourne. As all the aforenamed mentioned were great leaders, scientists, doctors, writers, entertainers. Now Edward's famous for doing a load of great paintings, what hang in places like the Louvre, and the Tate Gallery, and that Guggenheim place in New York. But tonight, he's here with us. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Ned Boris. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ned is our own esteemed art critic from the Birmingham Post, not fully retired, and he's far more qualified to sing his praises as a way of an introduction, like, ladies and gents, Ned Boris.
My lords, ladies and gents, may I crave silence as I speak of these portraits that hang on these walls. Oh, what wonderful memories each picture recalls. So who has created these treasured portraits? Let's all raise a glass to our own Edward Bates.
Well,
He's the bloke responsible for painting the scenes we know and love so well. He must have had his easel soaked in oily diesel to recreate the number 8 smell. Everything to speak to history. I'll run it down the faces of the days.
The bombing of the Visa is as good as the Mona Lisa.
As is the miners at the Stockley Gates.
Fun of the Onion Fair would readily compare with anything the Constable creates.
So all you lads and lasses, kindly raise your glasses to Ted as he's gone to all his days. He's a toast of Bromwich Young, ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a glass to Edward Bates.
Well,
Edward Bates, good help and help you not to scratch your portraits. Bottoms up and down the ledge.
May you always walk in
you're beckoned to those pearly games.
May your creative talents finally tip the balance with your pictures in the louvers and the tapes.
Good health always, cheerio, happy days. Let's raise a glass to Edward Bates.
Well,
He's the bloke who's put it down on canvas. He's there to solve for everyone to grow. Now the world can't get enough of all his brilliant stuff. It's out in every corner of the globe.
like Rembrandt,
Picasso and Van Gogh. He's got a sense of that relates to his backyard when times was on, as every single painting demonstrates. So all you lads and lasses, kindly raise your glasses to Ted as he's known to all his mates. He's a toast of Bromwich, ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a glass to Edward Bates.
thank you. It's been 4 years since I've been back in Brummagem, living as I do in California. Hey, and that's California, Los Angeles, not the one in downtown Wheelie Castle.
More's the pity, more's the pity.
You're right there, Vicar. Because coming back's made me realise how much I've missed it. Missed the sounds and the smells, and above all the people of this wondrous city. My dad, the late Donald Bates, he said to me before I started travelling, he said, son, he says, you can take the boy out of Brummagem, but you can't take the Brummagem out of boy. All right. I know it's a cliche, but it's true, you know. This place has changed beyond all recognition. Here, I reckon it now rates among one of the top cities in the world, your worship. Hey, and I don't care what you lot say, I love that new Selfridges building.
Excuse me, it's a load of rubbish. It is a monstrosity.
Calm down. But this collection you're seeing here tonight, well, it ain't about Brummagem as it is now. It's about Brummagem as it was, and as I was told it was. I've called it Ridin the Number 8. Here, it ain't just a journey on the inner circle either. It's a journey in our lives. A journey that hundreds of other Brummies can identify with. In one of his more profound moments, my dad said to me, son, the only thing of worth you leave behind is your reputation. Well, his was a sound, and he might have just have been an ordinary bus driver. But to me, well, he was champion of the flipping world. So, Dad, this is for you. And me mum, Heather, well, she's sadly passed away, as you know. And me daughter, Little Moth, so I can understand her roots and start to comprehend what makes a Brummie, well, a true Brummie. But most of all, it's for me Gran, Edie Bates, or Moth as we call her, as just there. Come on, step forward, Gran. Take her back. Now, here, I'm going to tell you a little family secret about me Gran. Her had me dad out of wedlock. I know. And it wasn't easy being a single parent in them days either. The doctor wanted to put her and me dad in the Fentham Street workhouse, but the parents weren't having it, thankfully. Oh, her struggled all right, like hundreds of other Brummie wenches struggled. And I ain't going to tell you she didn't moan. Well, I wouldn't be a true Brummie without a good whinge now and again, would I? But without this lady, friends, I wouldn't be here tonight. Her encouraged me when I first started to paint. Although you did get a bit mardy when I did my first mural on your kitchen wall, didn't you? So, Gran, Donna, Little Moth, everyone, come and join me on the greatest adventure in the world.
Who is Candle Clarence? We saw him a t-shirt, Teddy. We are to know it's a bookshop in Digbeth. It's true right now. Is it true about the riots, Teddy? Like that on the Union Fair, Teddy. Who's City Bates, Teddy?
All will be revealed on the journey. Now come on, let's get cracking. What's this?
B-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great? E-I-G-H-T. That's the bus for me. E-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great? When you ride the number 8, you've got cause to celebrate. Sit back in your seat and take in the views. It's a trip to the moon, around the world cruise.
Once aboard the number 8, you feel like a head of state. No matter where you came from or where you're at, you're a sir, you're a man, you're an aristocrat.
So hold on tight, we're going faster than sound, faster than light, with your feet off the ground. 'Cause this is the flight that is heaven bound. Hold on to your hat, we ain't hanging around. E-I-G-H-T, that's the bus for me. E-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great?
Come on, lad. Let's get down the front for the seats do. We don't want to be sitting next to the nutter.
There's no nutter on this bus.
Be the first number 8 without one, then.
Without what?
A nutter.
Down the front, you. Oh, come on, Uncle Jim. Let's have you.
Are you coming, your worship?
Oh, you can jump us under the Apple Rock Road. Stay sick in the city roller.
This is one seriously exciting coach. It's a bus, darling.
She ain't any old bus. There's a number 8.
If you're all aboard, first stop 5 Ways in the Osler Street School.
E-I-G-H-T, that's the bus for me. E-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great?
The world has 7 wonders we learned as kids. Babylon's hanging gardens and the pyramids. If the lakes, the highlands, the cliffs of Dover, a 7th heaven the whole world over.
This is the wonder number 8. E-I-G-H-T, that's the bus for me. E-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great? E-I-G-H-T, that's the bus for me. E-I-G-H-T spells age. Don't that make you feel so great? The number 8.
My God. Osler Street School's Ladywood. That brings back a few memories and all. Certainly bred 'em to have a bit of substance. That, Teddy boy, was where your dad had his first run-in with Sammy Duggins and met your mum all in one day.
Oi, come here! Yeah, you're having it! Get off me! I told you to get off me! Give me some bags. Now remember, Bates, if it gets back to me, I know where it's come from. It's a penny far from your mate. Oh! I don't want your fags, and I've told you, now just leave me alone, Sammy. I ain't interested in whether you want them or not. Orphan. You're having them, get it! Oh! No, I'm not. I ain't an orphan either. Our dad don't call them orphans. Oh, of course. You ain't got one of those, have ya? A dad? Orphan! 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 Tell us how often you get to thinking, where is me dad? Orphan! Orphan! Tell us how often you get to thinking, where is me dad?
Maybe he's in Winson Green, banged up good and tight.
Maybe he's down in mines, 'cause he just won't fight the that's all. But he'll come back one day, my mum says.
Ah, my dad says. Your mum's had so many blokes in her time, she'd never know your dad wasn't a month for Sundays.
Don't you talk about my mum like that.
What's Dick Barn going to do about it? Cry.
You're wrong, your dad's a coward, no.
You're a slag and your mum's a slag. This is what did a slag.
Hands off and get some stinging now. Yeah!
Oi! You leave, you bullies, and go to Mr. Higgins right now.
Hark at you. Oh dear. We am scared to death, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you should be. It'll tan your bum if you know you're flogging fags. And I'm sure you won't like that. And I know where they come from and all. That bomb which it wielded last night, you're a scavenging worm.
You ain't saying nothing to no one. Because if you do, I know where it's come from. Come on, lads. Let's leave her here with grey army socks. Going to smell of Robinson's chip shops.
You all right?
I'll be okay.
Nasty bugger, that Sammy Duggins. My mum says the whole family's nasty. His mum is always on the gin, and his dad should be in the war, but through his sickie and weaseled out in it. Andrew said he was in the racecourse gang. He used to be at the Reza. Ran like a babby according to me dad when they sent the Belfast Bobbies in to sort him out. In fact, he says he ain't seen anyone run so fast since that line escaped from the Onion Fair a couple of years ago.
It ain't true, you know, about me not having a dad. I saw a picture of him, really handsome he is. Name's Tiddly.
Funny name.
It's a nickname. And be back one day, my mum says.
I'm sure he will. Are you going to get the code from the gasworks in the morning?
More than likely.
Maybe I'll see you in the queue.
Tell you what, we got this real big wheelbarrow me Uncle Jim made before he was called up. Can't push it on my own though, so the only time we get it full is when me and Mum go together, but it means us both getting up at 4 o'clock. How about you and me push it together, like?
I'd like that very much.
What did she say to me? Did I miss her? She'd like me to be a little more nearer to me. Well, that all depends if we're going to be more than just friends. Here we are, just starting out, finding what love is all about. Skipping through meadows and babbling streams, trying to catch those elusive dreams. Here we are, young and so free, walking on air so easily. We hold the key, let's open the doors, for darling, my heart is yours.
Here we are, lost in the glow of evening as the lights are low. Both of us wishing upon that star, that we're in a world of Shangri-La. Here we are, climbing the stair that leads us to a love affair.
I give you my heart, darling, because you know my heart is yours.
People will say we're much too young for falling in love. How can we belong?
But here in this world
I suppose it wasn't all.
Your father and I met at art college in Islington. That was pretty romantic too. In those days, he had a ponytail longer than mine.
Here today, gone tomorrow, as they say.
And what about your brother, Jim? Where did he meet that Dolly Fisher, the love of his life?
Can't hear me, can he?
Now you're all right. Look at him. He's away with the fairies.
Hey, hold on, he's wandering off.
Don't worry, Donna. We'll fetch him later on. Come on, let's get cracking.
Well, it all started at Consul's Cake Shop in 1937. It was a Saturday, and I was there with Jim and our Glad. Jim had been about 22 at the time. He was working in Buttons in Parker Street, just round the corner from where we live. I'm glad. You was at the Hercules, as I recall, and going steady with that fireman Tom.
That's right, Mum. Oh, rough hands they are.
Any road up. You was eating a mint meringue, and I'd got a fondant fancy, and our Jim had got his favourite, an homemade crackle cake. Anyway, we was all gazing in the window looking at this big chocolate crown, what they'd got on display, what they'd made for the King's coronation.
Ah, that'd be George the Sixth, right?
And it was made by Christian Cunter himself.
Well, I'm right there, Glad. Any road up. We was all gazing and a-drooling when all of a sudden Jim catches sight of Dolly in the window. Well, he turns round with a mouthful of crackle cake, looking for all the world like something out of Rubery.
What? Burberry?
Oh, it was where the funny farm was, Val.
Funny farm?
The local nut house.
Charming.
Any road up. Well, anyway. Of course, Dolly burst out laughing at him. Oh, scatty one her was. Lived in Crego Street in Edgbaston. Any road, do you know? From then on, Dolly and Jim, they was inseparable for the next 2 years. Of course, then he went off to do his bit in the war, but Dolly never missed a day writing him a letter.
Oh, he was so much more romantic in those days. Oh, sweetheart, no one has a monopoly on romance. Every generation is romantic in its own way.
Well, you see, we had to be. We was closer then.
'Cause times was hard.
Because there weren't no else to do except stay in your own patch with your family and folk. A bit like New York, Dad?
No, little Mop. Nothing at all like New York. Brummagem's Brummagem and there ain't nowhere else in the world like it. Now, this is Five Ways. That statue there is Joseph Sturge, one of them Victorian chaps that's helped abolish the slave trade.
Good man, yeah.
You know, I was on the committee, but he's going forward for that.
Better than that plastic monkey you stuck in the bullring in the 60s, any road.
And the floozy in the jacuzzi.
Oh, any road up. Here we go down Islington Road. Nip and spank to Lee Bank. The Bristol Road, it ain't half growed. Next up Bristol Street, and all agog for the old synagogue.
Oh, that'll be the one in your painting, Beth Hammerdrash. What's it mean, Ted?
Well, Jude, Beth Hammerdrash is Hebrew for house of study, and it's here a famous young brummie caused a stir. Oscar Deutsch was his name, but I'll tell you more about him in a bit.
No! It is against all the scriptures.
And is it written that you can make money but that we can't?
Master Tough, answer that, you
I make my money in traditional ways.
Oi, boy! You want for us to be poor, but you can be rich.
Don't talk like a fool.
There is a whole new world coming. A world of marvelous inventions, entertainment. There will be new ways to make money, and within the scriptures.
My life indeed, and what do we have here? An oracle? A philosopher he is, before he shaves. I don't think you could speak, boy.
I know I'm not going to stay poor.
Oi! Out of the mouths of babes? The most sensible thing I've heard here today.
It is written, etched in stone, that man is not alone if he obeys what Moses commanded. But this is poverty, and it is a way of life.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
Oh, was it said, what you've never had, you're never gonna miss, so it ain't so bad. Now eat your bread and scrape, be a grateful lad.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
There's holes in the soles of me Daily Mail boots, but I'm proud of me class, proud of me roots, and for a fancy way of living I wouldn't give two hoots.
But what's gonna happen when the winter comes and the cold wind cuts like a knife? 'Cause poverty is a way of life.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
We've got nicks and rickets and chronic bronchitis.
We can't stop scratching from the bugs that bite us.
Still we never flinch from the blokes that wanna fight us.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
We work hard, play hard, what else have we got? We all sweat blood for the weekend tot. But come Monday morning and there's nothing in the pot.
So what's gonna happen when the rent's my cold? Am I gonna face the wild? 'Cause poverty is a way of life.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
Living as we do, how do we get through when life at best is hard?
Thank the Lord above for our daily bread.
So let's all sup to what I want up one down, one up the yard.
And a good night's kept with 5 in every bed.
Hey! Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty.
What's gonna happen at the pearly gates? Shall we pour all our trouble and strive? 'Cause poverty is a way of life.
Poverty isn't such a novelty.
So what's gonna happen at the pearly gates? Do we pull all our trouble and strive? 'Cause poverty is a way of life.
Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty isn't such a novelty. Poverty.
Later, at the age of 18, Oscar Deutsch opened the first Odeon cinema right here in Brum. Went on to become one of the largest cinema chains in the whole of the country, renowned for its stunning interiors. Here, they reckon Odeon stands for Oscar Deutsch Entertains Our Nation. Well, he certainly did that all right. Along with his mate has also went to the Bristol Street Synagogue. Sam Mayer. Him has founded MGM, nonetheless.
Oh, straight up, Ted.
True as I'm standing here, Ben. Sam's great-granddaughter Louise still lives in Sutton to this very day. No. Anyway, everybody hold on tight. Borsal Heath is coming in sight.
Rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Keep them wagons rolling.
Oh, you take no notice, girls. You just enjoy yourselves.
Look, the ABC Bristol Road was over there.
Oh, before they knocked it down and made it into McDonald's.
But we saw the first Cinerama film there. How the West was won. The screen went halfway around the cinema.
What was that like?
Well, it gave me a stiff neck. There were these 2 joints where the 3 screens were supposed to meet. But you got knock-kneed horses when they crossed the line.
Oh, St Luke's Church.
And Matthew Bolton College, where I did my City and Guilds.
The Percy Sherman School. And the bike sheds.
You what?
Shut up.
Where did you go to school, Uncle Ted?
George Dixon's bab. Had this cracking arts teacher, Rab Brooks. He encouraged me to paint things as I seen them, rather than as they was. Use your third eye, mates, he'd say.
Rents and stores, those on the corner along Moore Street.
Oh.
Rents and family grocery shame they've all gone.
The boy who rides the Redson's bike gets to eat just what he likes. A biscuit up his jumper, fags in his pocket, he climbs on his bike and he's off like a rocket.
Very nice, ladies. Here, look. That resplendent bit of architecture. The Brummagem Central Mosque.
Used to be Dare's Brewery.
Wow! A mosque on top of the brewery?
Oh, imagine that. Floating on the lake of drum bitter.
Oh, you be in heaven.
Hey up, hey up. Here we are at what was known as Brummagem's home of horizontal refreshment. Oh. All together now.
VARNEY Rose!
Mom, I need the loo. And me. Oh, hang on a mo. I'll be back in a bit, Ted, all right?
All right, Jude, but do you be careful what you're doing round here, eh, Arthur?
Shut up. What was so special about VARNEY Road, Auntie Grace?
The old grey.
Oh, give it a rest.
Oh, I'll tell her. When we lived in Aston, my neighbour's daughter was a buxom wench by the name of Clara. Do you remember Clara, Glad?
Oh, say I do.
Well, she's the one in your dad's painting, along with her mate Sal. Cannonhill Clara and Sherlock Street Sal, they called them. Proper girl goings.
Oh, they'd do anything for anybody.
If you paid them enough, that is.
Aye, clap the knockers on that.
Lone Ranger's looking for you too.
Yeah, on some scores of big bombs for Tonto.
What do ladies want to bob a job?
Come back when you're old enough.
Oh, I'd rather cats flee.
Go on, Uppy.
Hey, look. Hey, mate. Yeah, looking for a French lesson.
Just a few short steps to heaven, mate.
No thanks, I'm a Catholic.
That's all right. We're not superstitious.
I'll do your confession for you.
But you gotta sin first. Then we'll absolve you. Hey, you guys, you better get wise to the pleasures of a woman's caress.
Would you find it shocking if the top of her stocking was peeping through the hem of her dress?
And if the top reveals so little concealed, the bitten fruit and such.
Well, if you've got the money, we've got the honey.
You can look, then you can touch. On VARNEY Road, a strange enchanted place where seeds are sown. A flickering red light, such a wondrous sight. The ladies of the night are fishing delight. On VARNEY Road, where every wayward gentleman is bestowed. Shelter from the storm, a cuddle of the warm is guaranteed at every abode. And the ladies of the night are on the road. So you want a red-hot mama or a sturdy good time gal? We got Cannonhill Clara,
And there's no one fairer than Sherlock Street Sal.
Clara says, Sal, tell me, oh pal, I'll business for you on the string.
Sal answered,
Last week, fine up them stairs 100
Clara
times.
said, oh, your poor feet. On VARNEY Road, a strange enchanted place where window a gazing. She said, I've seen him uptown, isn't that Dick Brown?
Sal said,
Yeah, the summer's been amazing.
On Varney Road, where every way was gentlemen, it's been stone. With shelter from the storm, a clothes are warm, it's guaranteed at every abode. While the ladies of the night up in sheer delight, beneath the flickering red light that ain't too bright. So come on, sugar, get high as a kite with the ladies of the night on Varney Road.
Look where we found Uncle Jim.
I'm sorry, Bab. I was thinking about Dolly and I got lost and I didn't know where I was.
All right, look, now mind the step.
Right.
On we go.
Yeah, on we go. Moseley Road via Borsley, Highgate and the Wolford Road coming up below.
I wonder what happened to Clara and Sal.
Oh, dunno. Clara's folks long since gone, but any road. They'd ain't got nothing to do with her once I went down the route of the wages of sin, as her dad called it. He was a lay preacher, you see.
Lay preacher!
Hey, shut up! No, Clara's alive and well. When I retired, I bought this little guest house in Lytham St Anne's. Her's very popular with the punters, I'm told. As for Sal, her married a rich punter from the Black Country as took a shine to her. They got house now in Marbella. The sun's very good for her lumbago.
Shady, look! Look!
What?
Look, that's where Ollie's house was.
Oh, that's where I met the lovely Lady Mayoress. I remember Olive though. Her did a nice steak, kid.
Oh, look, the Queen's Arms. That's where I first met you, Bill.
Playing darts, wasn't it?
Oh, sure.
Do you know every boozer on the route, aren't there?
Pretty much.
Hey, talking of boozers, we're now coming to a very important pub to our story. The Brewer's Arms was a special stop en route where me dad and the other drivers on the inner circle would have a quick point before clocking the Bundy and moving off.
Oh, I'll tell you what I could do with a drink.
All right, lads.
Oh, you're right, no drink.
No, I'm going to come see you in your place, but I'll see you in a bit. Ta-ra a bit. Ta-ra. Oh, all right, Maureen.
You're all right, Bab.
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Hey, did you see what the lads bought with the collection money?
What, the one for that poor young girl in the iron lung, as has a bed up by the window in Saltley?
That's it, that's it. You know, it makes me really humble every time we pass.
Oh, she had us waves when we toot.
Well, it's all she's got to look forward to. The buzzies are my friends.
What they bought, any road?
Well, Pat Cox's mum got us this really pretty idea down the boarding, all covered in pretty spring flowers.
Oh, how lovely. And how's your ever keeping, Donald?
Well, for 8.5 months up the duff, is doing very well, thanks. Oh, I don't know how she copes. You have to put up with a lot, you women.
Well, being a single girl, I'm yet to find out. I've still got that pleasure to come. But I couldn't cut me breath at the way your Heather was bopping round like mad at the shed social a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's our Heather, you know. She runs me ragged, never lets the grass grow, always a life and soul. Oh, how's that chap of yours, Matt? Ain't he popped the question?
You'll be the first to know when he does. After me, that is.
Oh, he's just a bit shy, that's all.
You reckon?
Oh, I do. You look very happy together. A lot of people have commented. Oh, now, whilst I think on, when we get to the Embassy Club on Wolford Road, could you pop off and get us 3 tickets for the White Horse Inn on Ice? Any time for next week will do.
Oh, cheers, mate. But I thought you prefer the boxing.
Oh, I do, but they ain't for me, are they, Mo? They're for our Heather, as taking Aunt Glad and me mum for a treat for me mum's birthday, like.
Oh, how thoughtful.
Oh, she is, yeah.
Tell your mum I saved your life. Oh, Maureen, thought I found you here.
Duggins, what you want here?
Mind it's your Rice Krispie rejects.
Rice Krispie?
Snap, crackle and no pop.
I don't get that. Snap, crackle and...
No pop, you moron. As in daddy.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Oh, get it, Jack. Stuck with no pop.
Yeah, about half an hour ago.
Look, don't you think that's wearing a bit thin after all these years?
Still waiting for him to come back, are you? You've got more chance of raising the Titanic. Anyway, bugger off. It's young Maureen here I've got business with.
Come on, Maureen, it's about time we were going.
Not till I speak to her, you don't. Come here, my pet.
Oh, look, she ain't your pet.
Look, just give us a mow, eh, Donald?
Better.
Smart move.
Don't you rock me, Daddy-o. Get it, Daddy-o.
What do you want?
Hey, don't get lippy, love. Your boyfriend owes me, remember?
Suppose.
I just want you to do a little job for me. Collect a bit of shopping on your route today, 2 bags. One from the Beezer, one from Bullpits. A chap will get on at the stop near the factories, give you the nod, then all you got to do is drop them off at the Bartons on your way round. There. That's not too stressful, is it? And your boyfriend will be off me blacklist.
Which means you don't have to worry about him getting gravel rash.
What's in them?
Yours is not to ask.
No, it's all right,
sweet.
Jack, don't worry. Just a few spare parts for people as need them for their bikes. A few chains for the bingo boys, and a kettle for me old ma. And now that I've told you, if it gets back to me, I'll know where it come from.
And you'll be clipping entrance tickets for the pearly gates.
Off you go. Give my regards to your dad, Bates.
Oh, get back to your ducking and diving duggins and leave honest folk to do a proper job.
Oh, hark at that, lads. Anybody here want a proper job? Job, what an ugly word. Once I had a job, but then the thought occurred. A man can work his socks off 7 days a week. At 65 he knocks off for the treacle stick.
Job, who needs a career? All you need's a few bob to go and get your beer.
Only fools and horses work, says the riddle. What I do, of course, is I'll get myself a fiddle.
I know blokes who can be found working on the factory line. I keep them happy and I keep them sound, then all they nick is mine. I know a fella down the BSA where they make the motorbikes. Anything he nicks he puts my way so he can nick as much as he likes. Handlebars and cogs, cables and brakes, all pucker stuff, he don't do fakes. He's a leading supplier of all the top makes. He ain't too particular what it takes.
Keep it quiet, we don't want the fuss. Sticking their nose on the number 8 bus. If you don't know a fella who's a backstreet seller, well now you know a fella who does.
I went all over Bullpits, brush for the BDC, brushes with the nylon bristles. Of course I can get any saucepan, do a line in paraffin lamps. But I'll tell you what I don't do, I don't give green shield stamps.
Keep it quiet, we don't want the fuss. Sticking their nose on the number 8 bus. If you don't know a fella who's a backstreet seller, well now you know a fella who does.
I went all over Davenport with a fine-tooth comb until I found a real sport who gets that beer at home.
Tunzel's 5 ways, I get the trays of chocolate walnuts. But then you're up all night cause the Turkish delight plays havoc with your guts. Yeah.
I know a fella down Great King Street in the Lucas factory. If I grease his palm and keep him sweet, I'll get a new car battery. Plugs and bulbs are small potatoes. He's more into traffic indicators, water pumps and radiators. For a little drink, well, he'll accommodate us.
Keep it quiet, we don't want the fuss. Sticking their nose on the number 8 bus. If you don't know a fella who's a backstreet seller, well now you know a fella who does. On your lads, we'll get the bus to sort you out on the number 8 bus. Cause we know a fella who's a backstreet seller, and we know what he does.
Come on, Maureen, it's about time we were clocking the Bundy and going.
Can I stand, please, mister?
Of course you can. There you go. One for you. And one for you. Oh, Maureen, I don't know why you get mixed up with the likes of Sammy Duggins.
I ain't mixed up. Look, I know he's a dodgy bugger, but our Matt owes him some money, like that's all. And I don't want to discommode him. It's only
Look, don't tell me because I don't want to know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to report you and I don't want to do that. Look, you're a popular wench in the shed, Maureen. Don't go chucking it all away. That's all I'm saying, all right?
Look, I won't, Donald, I promise. Just this once, though, eh?
Well, that's what they all say, Bab.
Oh, Donald, I got you. I've been all around the room, freaky looking. It said that who's gone today, we know who's calling for you.
Ronnie, get him off the bus. Get him off the next one. I'll be back in a bit.
But Donald!
I ain't got time for carrying butts, Ronnie.
But Donald!
That's a bus for me.
Hey!
E-I-D-H-T spells 8.
And that was the day I was born.
4 weeks premature and in your mum's bedroom. But it don't do you no harm. There you are screaming and bawling as though you got a pair of lungs twice your size. Your dad got there at the precise moment when the midwife was saying, "Push, Mrs Bates, push!" Me and Glad was on hot water duty. Weren't we, Glad?
Just like the wall. So that's why you always get us everywhere half an hour before we need to. Trust you to be early. Yeah, Dad.
Early to bed and early to rise makes you look at the world with stars in your eyes.
Well, you was an handsome little nipper, I'll give you that.
What happened?
Oi.
Don't cop the fork, Bab. Whoops. Don't cop the fork. They're only winding you up. You'll get used to it.
I had to move on. When they really start insulting you, and you know you're one of the family. You know, it's awesome getting to grips with you guys. You're talking a foreign language half the time, and actually figuring out who's who and what to call you.
Just call everybody Auntie and Uncle Babs. It's a mark of respect even though it ain't first blood. It's more important to find out about the history of the Bateses than have a roll call. It's what this trip's all about. Here, I got a few surprises for you yet, Gran.
Ooh, like what?
Well, if I told you, they wouldn't be surprises, would they?
Kingdom of the Bates. Tiddly Bates, master of the universe. Oh, enough already.
Yeah, shut up.
Of course, the Brewer's Arms ain't there no more. Sad though it is, it's now this Boston Balti house, the Lahore Karai.
What's a Balti, Dad?
A bolt is a culinary delight you've yet to experience, Bab. Invented here in Brummagem like so many other great things.
Like?
Engines, guns,
Saucies.
bikes, beef.
You name it, we invented it. Or we made it better than anyone else was making it. The workshop of the world, they'd call us. Now, your Balti is a Brummagem creation. A special type of curry dish, dreamt up by a pair of Kashmiris on the Ladypool Road. About 1984, I'd say. It's cooked in a round-bottom pan over a really hot flame. Fresh meat and veg, Bab. Then when it's all steaming, your secret spices go in.
Ooh, salamis.
You see, Bab, we've all got our favourites. Your Grandad Donald's was the Shalimar. That's in Ladypool Road and all.
Yeah, and that's where they had another night to remember, eh, Gran?
Sure thing.
Here we are then, Donald and Heather, Balti Shalimar, with my compliments on your anniversary.
Oh, thank you, Ali. You know, I don't think we could be anywhere nicer.
And may you have many, many more happy years together.
Oh, thanks, Ali. I'll drink to that.
You know, Ali, this is your best ever. You'll have to tell me what you put in it to make it taste so special. It's sort of hot without being hot, and it's sweet without being sweet. Magic, that's what it is, it's magic.
Oh, she asks you that every time, don't she, Ali? You know, she won't rest until you tell her something.
Well then, seeing as it's such a very special occasion, and you are such a very special couple, I'm going to let you all into a little Asian secret magic made right here in Birmingham.
From the mountains of the Calacaran to Sparkbrook in Birmingham came the immigrants with recipes from the Orient. Chicken and lamb all laced with spice, ginger and aubergine.
tomato curry and a very nice. What a wondrous cuisine! Welcome to the Baltic Triangle. Welcome to the Baltic Man. Where your mouth will dribble and you take a little liver and you taste from start to mouth. Start to Boyden, Ladybug Road are places that I've found. Every bubble, every bubble in the Baltic Triangle, that's the magic of the Baltic Man. The pride in a walk on a naked flame was how the Baltic began. From setting up shop in Stony Lane was more than just a flash in the pan. Welcome to the Baltic Triangle. Welcome to the Baltic Man. Where your thoughts will dribble and you take a little nibble and you taste from start to mouth. Start to Boyden, Ladybug Road are places that I've found. Every bubble, every bubble in the Baltic Triangle, that's the magic of the Baltic Man. You may have difficulty when you used your party to scoop Balti. Try now, bread, pop and arms. And if that don't work, use finger and thumb. The onion body and the sweet samosa are both up the ground. Well, you can guarantee when the night is over, everybody's got the shish kebabs. Hey, Sabu, get us a table now, quick.
Chop, mate, chop.
Yeah, don't forget my jockey's whips. Chips, you plonker.
I'll take your order, gentlemen.
We'll have 6 pints of lager, chap, while I'm waiting. Don't forget my chips. Basil Falties?
No, I'll have a vindaloo.
Oh, me and all. Yeah, me and all. And I want those chips.
Excellent! 6 pints of lager, 3 vindaloos, and a portion of chips.
And hurry up, Sinbad, we're starving. What you looking at? What? Yeah, hey. If it ain't the Milky Bar kid, I ain't seen you for yonks. You still driving the number 8?
Duggins.
You remember this?
Yeah.
All right, you Duggins. All right, you celebrating, are we?
No.
Your dad come home. How are you, Heather?
Oh, I've never been better, mate.
Good. See that roller outside? That's mine, that is. And if you're a good girl, I'll give you a ride in it.
Oh, would you? Would you really? Well, thank you very much, but I think I'll pass if you don't mind. I've got my reputation to think of.
Oh,
Sammy,
what a thing.
Just get back to your poppadoms, will you, Sammy, and just leave us in peace.
Oh, that's it, Sammy. Come on, let's leave him in peace. That's no way to treat an old mate, is it?
I never had you down as a mate, Sammy Duggins.
No? Well, sod the pair of you then. And I shouldn't worry about your reputation, Heather. I hear you're still putting it about. Of course. As his mum was a slag, it's natural he should marry one another.
Oh, Donald, no, leave it. No.
Duggins, I don't care how much you insult me. It's been watered off a duck's back for the past 40 years, but you don't say things like that about me wife and me mum, all right? Now, I think you better apologise.
You what? I think you're forgetting yourself, Bates.
I feel a slapping coming on here, come on!
I can't wait to see what happens next!
What happens next, gentlemen, is that you'll be leaving my premises right now.
Might have guessed, just your drop to have made friends with toe rags like this. Yeah.
Hey, yo! Just please leave or I'll be parting your hair with my friend here.
After you've apologised.
I'll have you for this!
Yeah, you probably will, but everybody's heard you. So I wouldn't fancy your chances of not ending up in Wings and Green.
If it gets back to me that anybody in here says anything, I'll know where it come from.
Ha! Somehow I'm thinking not, Mr. Duggins.
Come on, let's go.
Apologise.
Sorry. Now get out me way. And I shan't be coming here again.
Indeed you won't, Mr. Duggins.
Here, what about me chips?
I'm thinking you had them, sir.
You know, that's made my night, that has. Sammy Duggins with a face like a bag of spanners.
Thanks, Sally.
Oh, believe me, the pleasure was all mine. Now, you're letting your Balti get cold. And cold Balti's not nice at all.
Oh, that's my Donald, that is. Quiet chap. No ambitions for himself, like. As long as there's a roof over our heads and food on the table, it's okay. And that's okay by me as well. Oh, he's always concerned, is Donald, about doing the right thing, especially by his family. Oh, I could tell you some stories. But he's a diamond. That's what he is. And you know, I wouldn't change him for all the tea in China. He might only drive a bus, but he'll always be a hero to me. He brings me chocolates at weekends. Roses are something that he sends, and you can bet he'll never forget the date, the place where we first met. Champagne I rarely have tasted. I just consider it money wasted, though sweet it may be. I know that he's always a hero to me. And yes, I feel those needles and pins the moment he turns on his charm. And I can hear those violins when I'm in his loving arms. So cozy and warm in the moonlight. He's whispering, darling, we soon might be making love, oh, heavens above. My hand is in his, and it fits like a glove, and the earth is moving beneath me. I know he'll give me his all completely. Let the whole world see forever he'll be always a hero to me. The man whose love and devotion is high as the sky and deep as the ocean. Forever he'll be Mr. Ordinary and always a hero to me. Always a hero to
Oh, I don't know. That's Sammy Duggins.
The bane of your dad's life. Though he don't reserve the misery just for him, of course, but just sorted him out for special treatment, like. But do you know, for all the money Sammy Duggins made on them car bomb sites, your dad had something Sammy could never have. The love of a good woman, you can't buy that.
Quiet man, me dad.
Yeah.
He always looked for the best in folk. He was happy just driving his bus, but he never really had any aspirations above that.
No, he saved it all for you, and you have done him proud. Not knowing his own dad, he made the perfect one himself.
I loved Uncle Donald and Auntie Heather.
Yeah.
We all did that. We all did.
Oh well, we gotta move on. The BSA's coming up. Uncle Jim's story. He still rides this stretch of the number 8 every Sunday. Walford Road to Smallheath Park. Just him and his bunch of flowers. He don't say much, our Jim. He thinks a lot, though. about what was and what might have been.
I thought we'd go up the Reza tomorrow.
The reservoir? Oh, that'll be nice. We can take a picnic.
Back down to Exeter after that. And I don't know when I'll next be home. Word is the Devons I'm off to India.
You will take care, like, won't you?
With you to come back to. Of course I will.
Is this your young man, Dolly? Nice looking chap. If you don't mind me saying.
Yes, this is my Jim. Jim, this is Avril. She works with me.
Pleased to meet you, Jim.
Likewise, Avril.
See if you can bring a mate back in your knapsack for me next time, will ya?
I'll see if I can get Errol Flynn for you. Will that do?
Well, I'm more of a Clark Gable girl myself.
Look at her, Clark Gable.
No, you're asking.
Anyway, Dolly, I'll see you inside.
Oh, I'll be in when the ball goes. I hate this war.
Don't we all, Bab? It'll soon be over, though, you see. And it won't be long before we're setting the date for our wedding. Honest.
Mrs. Jim Perkins. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Dunno.
And I suppose it won't be long before we're having kids of our own.
Not too soon, though, eh? Get somewhere to live first. I mean, we don't want to be keeping with your mum and dad forever, nice as they are.
You do like nippers, don't you, Jim?
Of course I do. You know I'm always spending time with my nephew, Donald, our much younger. Well, we built a barra together, and I taught him how to make a fire can and all. But I don't want to be forever up the Jap shop pawning me suit to make ends meet. Job, wedding, home, and then babby. Okay?
Oh, I do love you, Jim Perkins.
And I love you, Dolly. You're my smasher. Dolly, oh, Dolly, well, oh, by golly, have I got plans and schemes. First I want to marry you, then I want to carry you through the doorway of your dreams. And then we'll sail away to a sleepy lagoon, 4 billion and cooing on our honeymoon.
Jimmy, oh Jimmy, if you can give me your word you're serious. Cross your heart, hope to die, swear to God, you and I will love through better or worse. Then we can tell the folks we're gonna set a date real soon.
4 billion and cooing on our honeymoon.
So let's book the church
and order plenty of beer. Can't be left in the lurch should some beer disappear.
The bells ring out our wedding tune.
Say Jim and Dolly are off their trolley and off on honeymoon.
Jimmy, oh Jimmy, you make me shimmy every time you steal a kiss. If I'm your wife for the rest of my life, will it always be as good as this? And if the answer's yes, let's look to May or June.
4 billion and cooing on our honeymoon.
And if the answer's yes, let's look to May or June.
4 billion and cooing on a honeymoon. Book the co-op room
And the photos, please, of the bride, the groom, the bridesmaids and their families.
so when our kids are fully grown, they'll have photographs to show the kids of their own. Dolly, oh Dolly, well, oh by golly, we better stop making plans.
Just remember, Jimmy, you gotta be with me when the vicar is reading the band.
And then we'll sail away to a sleepy lagoon, 4 billion and cooing on a honeymoon.
I'm so happy.
So am I, darling. So am I.
Oh, I gotta go, the balls are going. Up the rest of tomorrow then.
I can't wait.
On the 19th of November, 1940, Brummagem suffered one of the worst nights of bombing in the whole of the war. At the Beezer, in this 1,000,000 to 1 chance, a bomb found its way down the chimney and caused carnage beyond all belief. 52 women lost their lives that night. One of them was Uncle Jim's fiancée, Dolly Fisher.